How fuel prices affect almost everything you buy. Most people think fuel prices only matter when they go to the gas station. You fill up your tank, notice the numbers climbing, and maybe feel a bit frustrated. But once you leave the station, it feels like fuel prices no longer matter. In reality, fuel prices do not stop at the pump. They quietly influence the cost of groceries, clothing, rent, online shopping, travel, and even everyday services. Many of the price changes people experience over time are connected, directly or indirectly, to how much fuel costs. So how does one price affect so many others? And why do fuel price increases seem to spread through the economy faster than most people expect? To understand this, we need to look at how fuel connects almost everything we buy. Fuel is more than just something people use to drive. It acts as a hidden backbone of modern economies. Trucks that move goods between cities rely on fuel. Ships that transport products across oceans depend on fuel. Trains, delivery vans, and industrial machinery also run on energy tied closely to fuel prices. Even products that appear local often rely on fuel at some stage, whether it is transporting raw materials, moving packaged goods, or delivering finished products. Because of this, fuel acts as a foundation cost. When fuel prices change, that foundation shifts, and everything built on top of it is affected. The first place fuel prices usually make an impact is transportation. When fuel becomes more expensive, shipping companies spend more on each delivery. Trucking costs increase, and air cargo and passenger travel become more expensive to operate. Transportation companies often work with carefully planned budgets and tight margins. When fuel costs rise for an extended period, these companies gradually adjust the prices they charge. These adjustments may seem small at first, but over time, they add up across thousands of deliveries and shipments. Food prices are especially sensitive to fuel costs. Before food reaches a store, it passes through several stages that all rely on energy. Farms use fuel-powered equipment. Food is transported to processing facilities. Packaged products are shipped to warehouses, and trucks then deliver items to retail stores. Each step depends on fuel. Even a modest increase in fuel prices can raise the cost of moving food, especially items that are refrigerated, frozen, or imported from far away. Over time, these higher logistics costs appear as higher prices on grocery shelves. Fuel also plays an important role before food ever leaves the farm. Agricultural equipment, irrigation systems, and transportation all rely on energy. When fuel costs increase, the overall cost of producing food can rise as well. Farmers often operate with limited margins, so higher operating costs may essentially lead to higher prices further down the supply chain. This is one reason food prices can remain elevated even after fuel prices stop rising. Fuel prices also affect manufacturing and industrial production. Factories rely on energy to power machines, regulate temperature, and move materials between locations. When fuel and energy costs rise, production expenses often increase as well. Manufacturers do not always raise prices immediately, but sustained increases in costs usually lead to gradual price adjustments. Over time, this affects everything from household goods to electronics and clothing. Fuel prices do not only affect physical products. Many services depend heavily on transportation and energy. Home repairs, construction projects, delivery services, and travel all rely on fuel in some form. As fuel costs rise, service providers may adjust pricing to reflect higher operating expenses. These changes are often subtle, but they spread across many sectors and become noticeable over time. One reason fuel price effects feel confusing is timing. Fuel prices can change quickly, but other prices often adjust more slowly. Businesses may wait until contracts expire, inventory is replenished, or higher costs accumulate before making changes. This delay means people often notice higher prices weeks or even months after fuel prices increase, making the connection less obvious. Fuel prices are also closely linked to inflation trends. When fuel becomes more expensive, transportation costs rise, production expenses increase, and businesses gradually adjust prices. Fuel is not the only cause of inflation, but it often amplifies other pressures already present in the economy. Understanding fuel's role helps explain why many prices tend to move upward together. Many people ask why prices do not fall quickly when fuel prices decrease. There are several reasons for this. Businesses tend to adjust prices cautiously. Other operating costs may remain high, and price reductions often lag behind cost decreases. Once prices rise, they often become the new reference point. This makes downward adjustments slower and less noticeable. Fuel prices are influenced by global factors. Energy markets, transportation routes, and international trade all play a role. Because modern economies are interconnected, fuel price changes in one region can affect costs in many others. This global connection helps explain why fuel-related price changes are widespread and often felt across different industries at the same time. Most consumers never see fuel listed as a separate charge on receipts. Instead, fuel costs are built into prices in subtle ways. Slightly higher grocery bills, increased delivery fees, and higher travel costs are common examples. Because these increases are spread across many purchases, the total impact can feel significant even when individual changes seem small. Fuel prices often act as a signal rather than the sole cause of rising costs. They reflect broader changes in supply, demand, and global activity. While fuel alone does not cause all price increases, it often magnifies existing trends. Understanding this helps put fuel prices into perspective. Fuel prices influence household budgets, business planning, transportation choices, and long-term affordability. Even people who rarely drive are affected because fuel costs are woven throughout the economy. This is why fuel prices matter far beyond the gas station. Fuel reminds us that modern economies are interconnected systems. A change in one area, such as energy, can ripple through food, goods, services, and transportation. This explains why price changes rarely happen in isolation. Fuel prices affect far more than just the cost of driving. They shape how goods are produced, how services are delivered, and how prices evolve over time. Understanding this connection makes everyday price changes easier to understand. If you have noticed fuel prices influencing your daily expenses, you are not alone. If this explanation helped clarify how fuel prices connect to the cost of everyday items, consider giving the video a like. You are also welcome to share your experiences or observations in the comments. And if you enjoy clear, calm explanations of how everyday economic forces work, you can subscribe for more videos like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.